What is going on, guys? So, if you're like me, you like Sonic, right? You think his games are pretty cool? Well, a lot of people do, and today I wanted to check out something, which is Kotaku's top 3D Sonic games list of all time. So as you can see, they ranked all the 3D Sonic games from worst to best, and I wanted to check this out. So, well, let's see, let's see what they got. Let's see what they got for us. Hopefully, the takes aren't too bad. I've heard some people say the takes are a bit wild. So, before we get too far into this, let's see, maybe it won't be that bad. Okay, but let's start here. So, I think there's 18 on here. So, first off, we got number 16. Okay, so Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. Obviously, I haven't played this, but I mean, come on, it's freaking Sonic Boom. This is like a, this game's terrible, dude. It has like a 32 on Metacritic. So this is pretty obvious, right? The only other one I could think of being on here deservedly would be Shadow or 06. So Boom is completely fine here. It's pretty obvious why it's here. Okay, but next up, let's see if they got something better for us here. So number 15 is Sonic 06. That's fine, right? I haven't played this, but 06 being at 15 is fine. Ruined the series basically. Even though I haven't played it, it's like just the fact of what it's done, right? Who knows? It could be better than I think, but from what it's done as a game, I think that this is just a complete insult in all regard to the series, and I think it's bad. It's pretty bad. Okay, but coming up next, let's see what we got here. We have Shadow the Hedgehog. Okay, I think this game sucks. I've played it. I beat the neutral path, and the neutral path is fine, but the problem with this game is that, the dark and hero paths, especially with the repetition of it all, the 10 endings, that's what really ruined it for me, man. Like, I couldn't even get past like I don't even know if I beat the Doom and all those other dark missions and hero missions. It's so tedious. It's so boring. The controls are slippery. The story sucks, and I think another thing I hate about this game is that it ruined Shadow's character. After this game, he was just deemed as this edgelord, and it just seemed really out of place and annoying. The worst 3D Sonic game that I've played. I haven't played 06 or Rise of Lyric. I've played all the other ones, so this is my least favorite, so it's completely fine. Okay, but number 13, though, let's see what we got here. Lost World. Okay, so here's the thing, right? I think Lost World is actually pretty decent. I don't think it was bad. I think there's a lot of good ideas in it, and I just don't think that... I think 13's too low. Like, right above Shadow, that is definitely not where I would put it. I think that this is just way too low for Lost World, man. It's copying Mario Galaxy in a lot of ways, I understand that, but I feel like this is just way too low. Way too low. Because, in my opinion, the level design and control and overall gameplay is still fine, right? It's still very polished. It works properly. The levels are actually pretty open, especially compared to the recent Sonic games. And I feel like this game deserves a bit more credit, right? I don't think it's a great game or amazing, but it's decent, right? It has its merit. So I think 13's kind of low here. But whatever, that's fine. Number 12. Number 12 is Black Knight. Okay. So we're including storybook games here. Black Knight, I know a lot of people are nostalgic for it. A lot of people really like it. I don't really care for this game much. I got stuck on like the final boss, like the King Arthur boss, and I just couldn't go further. I think the main issue is that the gameplay itself, other than like the buzzsaw move you can do, is just it's very pace breaking. You have to swing the sword and just waggle it to get every enemy, and it just kind of results in a lot of monotony. I mean, the aesthetics are cool, the story is decent. I really like Jason Griffith's voice in this. I feel like he peaked in Black Knight, which I know is a thing a lot of people say. But yeah, I think this is kind of fine. I mean, I just think this game's okay, so I don't really have too many thoughts on this placement. It's fine. After this is number 11, which is okay, bro, dude. Okay. No way they did this, dude. No way. Okay. They put Secret Rings above Black Knight. You're trolling me, Ren. Look, Secret Rings isn't horrible. I've played a little bit of it, but from that little bit I played, it just completely put me off. The controls are so garbage, and I just couldn't get through it. Yeah, this above Black Knight and Lost World, that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, hopefully the takes don't get too crazy. But let's see, though. Let's see. So, number 10. We're getting top 10 now, okay? Number 10.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
What is that? Dude, you put 3D Blast up in 10? What are you doing, dude? 3D Blast was so... Bro. No, you're trolling, man. You're trolling right now. Okay, 3D Blast. 3D Blast wasn't even like a real 3D Sonic game. It's not even a mainline 3D Sonic game at all. 3D Blast was just an isometric view that was mimicking 3D. It was not a 3D game at all. The controls are so slippery. Like, look, I played this a bit as a kid. I played this a decent amount as a kid, to be honest. And I couldn't get really past the first zone. But, like, even as a kid, I'm like, the controls are slippery. Why is this just kind of lame, right? I played on, like, Mega Collection Plus. Yeah, this is not... Like, this above Lost World, that's actually crazy. I don't care how much you dislike Lost World. You have to admit there's some merit in it more than 3D Blast, dude. 3D Blast is just so... mediocre, like, compared to the, like, I can't. I honestly can't. It's wild, but maybe later there's going to be a better take, so hopefully the rest of the list isn't as bad as this. But, let's see, number 9. Well, at least it's not higher. Forces at 9 is just... I don't really agree, Chief. I mean, it's not the worst take, but... Look, Forces is just... It's one of the worst 3D Sonic games. That's just kind of how I feel about it. That's how most people feel about it. It was just a very disappointing, mediocre game that didn't really move the series in any real direction. It just kind of existed. And that was that. I hate what this game stands for. The fact that it took 5 years to make this is absolutely laughable. They spent... Well, it took 4 years, but they spent 3 of the 4 years on a lighting engine that doesn't even look as good as Unleashed, which is absolutely pathetic. Every level is a straight line, automated. The controls are just way worse. I don't know. I just think this is not a good game, but it's fine. You know, number 9. At least it's lower on the list, but let's see. All right. Number 8. Number 8. Okay. Not the worst take. Unleashed, in my opinion, is a fantastic game. I think that the daytime stages are 10 out of 10 stuff. I think the Werehog is pretty good too. I do think that the Werehog brings down the game a tiny bit, but I think the game overall is still amazing because of the story, graphics, presentation, like everything's there. And this is one of the most polished 3D Sonic games ever by far. The fact that this was made in 2008 is just crazy. So, yeah, to see it this, I feel like it's low. It should be top 5 minimum. It should honestly be top 5. I think this is kind of low for it. So, yeah, you know, it is what it is, though. So, I can't complain too much. But, number 7. We have Sonic Frontiers. Okay. Hear me out. Let me cook here. Frontiers is okay. It's kind of mediocre to me. I think what I dislike about it is the fact that it's literally just Breath of the Wild, but Sonic and less polished, and it's just copying Breath of the Wild. That's the issue I have with it. Copying Breath of the Wild is just that's honestly what pisses me off about it. Like, why can't we have our own formula? Why does it have to copy something? But the thing is, it doesn't even copy it well, like Lost World. Like, the first 2 levels are okay, the first 2 islands, but after that, it just falls down like this. Like, Island 4 is literally just towers, and Island 5 is literally just walking around. Like, it's so boring. And look, I don't think this game's bad. I think 7 isn't the worst spot, but it's definitely, in my opinion, one of the worst or least good 3D Sonic games. Number 6, Colors. Okay. I think Colors is pretty damn good. So to see it up here, pretty awesome. Colors, in my opinion, just it took. I don't think it's as good as Unleashed. I think Unleashed should be higher than Colors because Colors it does overuse 2D. The controls aren't as good, at least in the 3D sections. But you know, this isn't that bad of a placement in my eyes. It had good, you know, the level design was pretty good, graphics were good. Story is not good, but at least you don't have to pay attention to it too much. It's not one of the top 5 games, but it's not too low either. I think this is actually the perfect spot for it. Okay, but moving on beyond that, we have number 5. You put a mobile game in the top 5? That's crazy. I haven't played Dream Team, but I've heard it does a lot of good things in it. I'd probably enjoy it more than, you know, Frontiers or Forces, to be honest, but I haven't really tried it yet. I do have an iPhone, so I could give it a shot for the free trial, but yeah, I've heard it's good. I don't really have any thoughts on it, though. I haven't played it. Moving on, though. Number 4. Adventure 1. I know it's number 4, but honestly, I feel like this should be even higher. I mean, I can't really think of many games that are that much above Adventure 1. It's genuinely just an incredible game. It has multiple play styles. Each character feels good to play, except Big. But even then, Big is like not even 10% of the game, so it doesn't even matter anyways. And the music's incredible. The story was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic way to bring these characters into the world. I think this game's pretty incredible. I do think 4 is fine overall, but maybe even higher, but it's okay. 4 is fine. It's basically like, it's almost top 3, so it's fine. You know, it's fine. Anyways, though, number 3. We're getting top 3 territory. Okay, Gens at 3. Gens at 3. Okay. This is the bare minimum I would put Generations at. I think it deserves top 3 at the absolute bare minimum. Anything below that, in my opinion, would be just, I wouldn't agree. It's what I like about Gens is that it's one of the few 3D Sonic games I can just recommend without being like, oh, there's like caveats to it, you know? You can just say it's a really good game and you should play it. And I think that is one of Generations' best qualities. So I think this is a fine placement. Generations, in my opinion, absolute masterpiece, incredible game. So yeah, that's fine. Let's see number 2 though. Number 2, Sonic Adventure 2. Okay. This is the one I would put with Gens. I think they're both like 10 out of 10 games, so this is fine. But yeah, this game's absolutely incredible. So all the playstyles are just improved on from Adventure 1, or at the very least just as good. And it's just fantastic to play. All the characters feel good to play. The level design is great. The story is probably, it is the best in the whole series, at least for 3D. And yeah, this game deserves pretty much all the praise it gets, in my opinion. I think it's perfectly deserving of all that praise. It is one of the definitive 3D Sonic games, in my opinion. Let's go to number 1. So I think I know what it is because I did process elimination, but I'm building it up here. Number 1 is Heroes. Okay, I actually really like this game. I'm not gonna lie. I really like this game, but it's not very polished, and a lot of the other 3D Sonic games, in my opinion, like Gens, Adventure 1, Adventure 2, are just better than this game. Because for those games, you have a more consistent experience. Whereas for Heroes, you have things like Casino Park. Not to mention, you have to play the game 4 times to get the ending, and you have to play the special stages, which aren't good, in order to even get there. So that holds this game back for me. If this game is just Team Sonic all the way through and through, I think I'd like it more. And I still really like this game, but I do think the fact that you have to do all 4 teams and you have to get the Chaos Emeralds to get to the final boss is very... That's what holds this game back for me. It holds it back. I think if it was top 5, it'd be okay, but number 1 is kind of... Nah, I can't agree with this. But, you know, it is what it is. That was the list. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Leave a like, comment, subscribe for more Sonic content. And, yeah, I'll see you guys later.